Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the last video, we have seen the response of a second order system for the step input. If I briefly summarize that video, so we have seen that if our poles are conjugate pair, then the response will be like this. So here you can see the poles. The poles are in the left half plane and these are the complex conjugate. So when the zeta is between 0 and 1, our system is said to be an underdamped system and the poles are given by these equations. So we have seen these equations in the last lecture. So if we look at the step response for this system, for underdamped system, that appears to be like that. So you will observe some oscillations in the response and finally the response will reach to the steady state. If we have the double pole at same position over the real axis, negative real axis minus sigma axis, then our zeta is equal to 1 and this system is said to be the critically damped system and the poles are given like that is equal to minus omega n. Two poles are at the same position at the distance omega n from the origin. And if you look at the response for this system is like that. You will not observe oscillation in this response. So this system is said to be a critically damped system. If your zeta is going to be lesser than 1, then you will see the oscillations and finally it will come to the steady state. So if the zeta will be decreasing, the oscillations will be increasing in your system response, step response. If you have the two poles which are at the real axis, negative real axis, but they are not at the same position, rather displaced by this point equally in left and right direction. Okay, so what is this point? Minus zeta omega n. So if they are displaced equally with from this point in these two direction, so then the poles are real, right? Negative real. And if you look at the response will be like this. So if you compare this response with this one, so this is the slower one. Your system is going to attain the steady state at the slower rate as compared to this response when your zeta was equal to 1. So once your zeta becomes equal to 1, there are no more oscillations in the response. But if we increase the zeta above 1, the response becomes slower and slower and to get the steady state. Now if the poles are placed like that they are over the imaginary axis, these are the complex poles and the real part is 0. So if you have the damping 0, then you will get the poles over the imaginary axis, j omega axis. So in this case the system is said to be undamped, means there is no friction, no damping, right? And the position of the pole is given as like that, plus minus j omega n. And if you look at the response will be completely oscillatory. It will oscillate between 2 points. So in this case we say that the system is marginally unstable when the poles are at the imaginary axis. So in this particular case, if we have the two poles and one pole is in the positive half and the other pole is in the negative half, so these are the mirror of each other. So if we have one pole pair, in that case the response will be sustained oscillatory and we say that the system is marginally stable. Okay, next we look at some other positions of the poles. So if the poles are in the right half plane and the complex conjugate pair, then the response of your second order system is like that there will be the oscillations but increasing in the magnitude. So it is the unbounded response. Later on we will see that this system is the unstable system. Whenever you apply the bounded input and you get unbounded output, then it means your system is unstable, because if you give some input, with the passage of time the output will keep on increasing and will tend towards the infinity, right? So for a stable system, what we need to have some finite maximum or minimum value when you apply some finite input to the system. So if you give the step response to a second order system whose poles are in the right half plane, as you can see over here, and you apply the step input, so here you can see the response is increasing and its output is unbounded, because it does not have the finite maxima when the time is approaching to the infinity. So this is an unstable system. Similarly, if you look at the poles, if they are at the same position in the right half plane, right, so then if we compute the step response, so step response will be like that. It's unbounded because its maximum value is not known with the time, right? So it is ever increasing, so it's not bounded. So this is an unstable system. Similarly, if you look at this one, if your poles are over the real axis, positive real axis, right, displaced about this point, this is zeta omega n, equally displaced in this direction, but both of them are at the positive real axis. And then if we look at the step response of this system, the output will be increasing like that. Again, this output is unbounded because it is ever increasing output with the time, right? So whenever you apply the bounded input to your system, our step input is the bounded, that is at level 1 at any time which is greater than 0. So we have the bounded input, but our output is unbounded, it is continuously increasing, right? So it does not have the finite maximum value, that is infinite, moving towards infinity. So that's why we say that whenever our pole will be in the right half plane, either it's the complex pole or they lie at the same point, or those poles are at the real axis displaced over the real axis, then the response is unbounded and our system is unstable. So what we can conclude from here, whenever we have the poles in the left half plane, as you can see over here, you have the bounded response, over here you have the bounded response, in this case you have the bounded response. But when your poles are at the imaginary axis, your your response is oscillating. And once the poles enters into the right half plane, either they are complex or real or displaced real, so your response will be unbounded. So when your system has the poles in the right half plane, then the system is unstable, and if your poles are in the left half plane, then your system is the stable system. Okay, so we have derived expression for the step response in the last lecture. So here I have summarized. Here you can see the equations which we derived in the last lecture. So if the zeta is between 0 and 1, your system is underdamped. So your step response is given by this equation. Ct is representing the step response in the time domain. So it is like this. It is oscillating and finally coming to the steady state. Okay, it is defined by this equation. Okay, in this equation alpha is given by this equation, that is tan inverse of 1 minus zeta square by zeta. If the zeta is equal to 1, then this step response for the second order system is given by this equation. And if the zeta is greater than 1, then the step response is given by this equation. And if the zeta is equal to 0, then the step response is given by this equation. Okay, so you have seen the sketches of these equations over here. This is for underdamped system, this is for critically damped system, this is for overdamped system because we have very high friction, zeta is greater than 1. This is for undamped system, and this is for the system when your poles are in the right half plane. Okay, so here you can see the step response of the second order system with different values of the damping ratio zeta. Okay, so just look at that one. If your damping ratio is 0, so you have the oscillations in your circuit, sustained oscillations. Okay, and if you increase the zeta, as you can see over here, zeta is 0.1, so oscillations are reduced and finally decaying and will reach to the steady state value and constant steady state value. And if you increase zeta, zeta becomes equal to 0.2, the magnitude of these oscillations decreases, and finally the system goes to some constant value in the steady state, and so on. If you keep on increasing the zeta, as you can see over 0.5, 0.6, 0.8, so the oscillation, the overshoot is basically going to decrease. And once you make the zeta equal to 1, so here you can see there is no oscillation, right, and the system is going to attain the steady state value quickly. And if you increase the zeta further, as you can see over here, when the zeta is equal to 2, then the system response is going to become slower. Here you can see it is going to attain the steady state very slowly, and if the zeta becomes 3, it will be even become more slower and finally reach to the steady state, but at a very slow rate. So with the increase of the zeta, the system response becomes slower, right, and the oscillations damped out. When the zeta is above 1, there is no overshoot, rather your system reaches to the steady state value gradually, right. So this was the discussion related to the step response of your system with the different position of the poles with different values of the zeta.